As the party makes their way up the staircase, they see a light coming from inside the next cavern, dim and flickering like a campfire. As they work their way up, they begin to hear a voice of a bugbear, deep and powerful. He seems to be talking to himself or maybe someone nearby. Someday, Klarg be warlord. Klarg now have army. Klarg have men. Klarg have Cragmaw Cave. Next, Cragmaw Keep. And finally, all of Phandelver be Klarg's. And you, Ripper, you will be my champion. When you look inside, you can see a seated bugbear beside a wolf. As he continues to talk, the wolf perks its head up and spins its head back towards you. What do you do? Hey there, Dungeon Masters. Cartoon Lark here with another epic boss battle and how we should run it. This one is from Phandelver of the Lost Mines of Phandelver. One of the earliest fights that we have is the Cragmaw Cave. Now, as we go into Cragmaw Cave, there's a lot of things that can hurt the party, and if you've played it before, you know that the final battle at the end with Klarg can be absolutely deadly. You can have a TPK here easily. In fact, the book recommends that we have 2 goblins, a wolf, and a bugbear in that room against an already damaged level 1 party. If you want this to be a total party kill, no problem, run it just with the stats. But if you want to make one of the best boss battles ever, I recommend making a few of these changes to make it a little easier on the party, but still feel epic. First thing that we've got to do is we're going to take everything that's in here and we're going to take advantage of it. 1, the book says there's stalagmites in the room, supplies, a chest with a couple potions, 2 goblins, a wolf, and Klarg himself. When the party approaches, what I recommend is starting off by having Klarg monologuing, talking about who he is, what he wants to do, mention that he is a bugbear, that he's got his wolf Ripper there, so when the party first sees them, they know what they're looking at. Now, when they approach, round 1, he shouldn't engage the party at all. Once Ripper notices them, he should instead decide to get up and continue his monologue, to talk about how great he is, how grand he is. He's going to get up and just walk around the fire, assuming the party hasn't already attacked. If they've already attacked, if they start off by trying to assassinate him, he could take that hit, because we're going to lower his AC to 14. And we're going to raise his hit points up to 45. This is going to allow him to take a few more hits and be able to be a big bugbear, where they're hitting him and he's just ignoring that damage for now. He walks his way around the fire where he's got, you can describe this to the party, 4 javelins stuck in the ground, and you can see the handle of a great axe or a mace or whatever weapon you want to give him sticking out of the fire. Now, once he gets here, round 2 of combat, the party's probably come in to engage. This is where we use the goblins. We're still not going to have Klarg attack in this case. He's going to say, no! And as he does so, we're going to have a goblin that was hidden behind one of the stalagmites start to work his way around and attack the party from the flank. Ripper can get involved at this point too, or we can wait for him on the next round. Either way, now the party isn't fighting Klarg. He's taking his javelins out of the ground, getting them ready while the party engages these guys. Now we're not overwhelming the party with 4 combatants. We're hitting them with 2, which they're more likely to be able to handle and take care of. Assuming they kill the goblin and maybe the wolf, Klarg will then start to hurl his javelins at the party. They're fire tipped now because he dipped them in the fire, and they don't have to deal any extra damage. But for the sake of this, have them have sparks fly off when they miss and hit the walls, or if the party is able to deflect them or block them with a shield, parts of flaming wood go flying across the room, just to make a more epic visual. Now, if he runs out of 4 javelins, if this goes on for 4 rounds, which is not likely, then he'll reach into the fire and pull his great axe out red hot. Have it deal 1 extra fire damage, just so it feels a little more intense, but probably isn't going to murder the party. Taking melee damage against a bugbear can be really deadly, especially at level 1, so hopefully they'll be able to kill him while he's just throwing javelins. But now here's what's going to make it as intense as possible and give the party a better chance of winning. If Klarg gets reduced down to half hit points, maybe even 20, here's what you do. He says, "Quick, help me!" And he turns around and reaches his hand out. From within the supplies, a goblin pops out of a barrel with a potion and throws it to Klarg. Now he's going to burn his action to pop open that potion and drink it, healing 2d4 plus 2 hit points. But what he's done is he's wasted his attack that turn. And if the party's got 3 or 4 adventurers, they're doing more than 8 to 10 damage every round anyway. So you're extending the length of the battle. You're making Klarg feel like he's going to get really healed, when in reality, the party's going to keep hitting him and they're going to deal more damage than he healed. he can do this a couple times, more potions, more, and keep drinking while the party's wailing on him. The party may feel like he's being reset, but in reality, you're giving them more time to kill him before he is able to use that great axe weapon or that flaming mace or whatever he's pulling out of that fire. Once he does engage, one of two things is going to happen. He's going to start taking out party members really fast, number one, or number two, they're going to crush him. Now, if they crush him, that's great. But if he starts taking out party members, what I recommend doing is having him hit them for non-lethal damage, so that he's taking them down and taking them as prisoners later. And remember, according to the book, there is an escape route on the side where he's been used as a garbage shaft. So if the party needs to, they should be able to detect that, jump down, and slide out of there to get out of that combat if need be. They could also jump over the bags here and find that goblin that's been throwing potions and kill him, take a couple potions for themselves, or whatever they feel they need to in that combat. What we're doing here is we're making the combat more epic. We're making Klarg feel like he's a one heck of a boss, when in reality, we're really restraining his ability to attack them so they can feel awesome and he's not as deadly in this case. So, 3 steps. Step 1, let him monologue, walk around the fire. Step 2, have him engage in waves, goblin, then ripper, then him. And step 3, have him, if they're going to engage in melee, waste his turns drinking potions so the party has the best chance ever of killing Klarg and getting out of this and getting on to the rest of the adventure, the Lost Mines of Phandelver. These are my tips for making this the best battle ever. If you want some more, be sure to subscribe. Click on the like so that I can get a little more notoriety. I do appreciate that. And otherwise, I will play you later.